Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Dear parents, the e-copy of the newsletter showcasing the term that was the primary, middle, and senior school will be mailed to you shortly.
Happy reading, parents.
Finally, the most awaited moment has arrived. Upcoming next is the core of today's cultural extravaganza, the theatrical performance.
Theatre comes from the Greek word theatron. That means a place for viewing. Greece is the birthplace of theatre. The Greeks believed in the idea of catharsis, which helped people feel emotionally lighter, happier, and more content. Over the years, the plays went from dramatically tragic to more relatable, from dialogues to musicals.
Today, every dramatist dreams to be able to perform on Broadway, and we couldn't be more proud to announce one of the biggest Broadway musicals today for you parents,
Cats. This record-breaking and award-winning musical will now be reinterpreted and presented by the students of D Y Patil International School, Nerul. The students have been trained for dance by Fusion Elements Academy, headed by Mr. Ashish Tripathi, and trained for theatre by Creative Expressions, headed by Mrs. Aarti Pat, and needless to say, by our own team of dedicated teachers. Can we have a huge round of applause for our trainers and guides?
The technical effects for the musical have been given by our team of students, Shivek Agarwal of grade 11B and Siddharth Singh of grade 11A. The music track has been arranged by our own music teacher, Mr. Saurabh Bhattacharjee and Madhumati Diokar. Let's hear it up for them.
The determination, the trials and the triumphs of putting up this show for you is deeply appreciated. So, dear audience, let's hear it for all of us. Let's encourage them with a huge round of applause.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this world of the mystical cats. Today, we are going to take you through this beautiful journey into the lives of these wonderful cats. We at DY Patil International School always wanted to do something unique for our annual day. And so, we thought of taking up a challenging play, such as this one, so that we would not only be a part of just a dance and drama in a play, but also know the message that a beautiful story like this provides. When we chose this concept, we were worried if we would be able to depict this to the utmost perfection. But it was a strong determination which made it possible. Cats was originally written as a story for children. Yes, Cats was written by Andrew Lloyd Webber with the lyrics based on Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats by T.S. Eliot. After his mother read this book to him as a child, he fell in love with the poems. In 1977, he began to set the book to music, partly because of his affection towards the poems and partly because he wanted the challenge of writing music to Eliot's words. I would further like to quote Mr. Albert Einstein, who said, "Imagination is more important than knowledge."
I completely agree with that. We at DY Patil International School believe education is concerned with individuals. Drama is concerned with the individuality of individuals, with the uniqueness of each human essence. Indeed, This is one of the reasons for its intangibility and immeasurability. No two people are alike. May well be an accepted truism of physical appearance, but it is also true of emotion and imagination, which comprises of the full root of individuality. That is our story. The Mystical Cats, an adaptation of the original Cats, has a similar message where each cat has his or her own uniqueness and individuality. And each cat's uniqueness and individuality are honored and nurtured by their king, old Deuteronomy. And each cat has a special spirit and attitude which says that they can do anything possible on this planet. And so, dear audience, when the show begins, you will find yourselves in a huge junkyard where a very special community of cats, known as the Jellicle cats, will showcase their lives to you and justify why they are special as compared to any other cat on this planet.
You will also learn that the Jellicle cats are each given 3 names. One name given by their human owners. The second name that is unique and fits only the cat's personality. And the third name that is so divine that only the cats know. So, audience, let us now introduce you to all the Jellicle cats that come together under one roof once every year to the Jellicle Ball, where only one of them gets a chance to be reborn, a chance to become a better cat, a chance to go to the heavy side layer, which is a beautiful heavenly broad layer above this land, from where they will be reborn. One by one, these curious cats will emerge, as tonight is that really special night when the Jellicle cats reunite to celebrate. They will emerge singing about their unique abilities and special traits in a fusion of poetry and dance. But remember, audience, these cats at first might be a little reluctant to include you all. Yes, my dear parents, you all into their domain. However, in the naming of the cats, they will start to reveal who they really are.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's start the show with the Jellicle cats.
Are you blind when you're born?
Can you see in the dark?
Can you look at a king?
Would you sit on his throne?
Can you say of your bite that it's worse than your bark?
Are you cock of the walk?
When you're walking alone?
Because jellicles are and jellicles do. Jellicles do and jellicles would. Jellicles would and jellicles can. Jellicles can and jellicles do.
When you fall on your head, do you land on your feet?
Are you tense when you sense there's a storm in the air?
Can you find your way right when you're lost in the street?
Do you know how to go to the heavy side layer?
Because jellicles can and jellicles do. Jellicles do and jellicles can. Jellicles can and jellicles do. Jellicles do and jellicles can. Jellicles can and jellicles do. Jellicle songs and jellicle cats. Jellicle songs and jellicle cats. Jellicle songs and jellicle cats. Jellicle songs for jellicle cats. Jellicle songs for jellicle cats. We can fly through the air. can balance some parts, we can work on a while. Jellicles can and jellicles do. 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 Jellicle songs and jellicle cats. 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 Can you sing at the same time in golden monkey? Duets by Rossini
And waltzes by Strauss.
and can you as cats do begin with a C? That always triumphant in reach from the house. Jellicle cats are queens of the night, singing an astronomical height, handling pieces from the Messiah. Hallelujah, Angelical choir. Jellicle cats are queens of the night, singing an astronomical height, handling pieces from the Messiah. Hallelujah, Angelical choir.
The naming of cats is a difficult matter. It isn't just one of your holiday games. You may think at first, I'm as mad as a hatter when I tell you a cat must have 3 different names.
First of all, there's the name that family use daily.
Such as Peter, Augustus, Alonso, or James. Such as Victor, or Jonathan, George, or Bill Bailey. But all of them sensible, everyday names.
Fancier names if you think they sound sweeter.
Some for the gentlemen, some for the dames. Such as Plato, Admetus, Electra, or Demeter. But all of them sensible, everyday names. But I tell you, a cat needs a name that's particular, a name that's peculiar, and more dignified. Else, how can he keep up his tail perpendicular, or spread out his whiskers, or cherish his pride?
Of names of this kind, I can give you a chorus, such as Mankustra, Guapso, or Coricopad.
Such as Bombellurina, or else Jellilorum, names that never belong to more than one cat. But above and beyond, there's still one name left over, and that is the name that you never will guess. The name that no human research can discover, but the cat himself knows and will never confess. But the cat himself knows and will never confess. But the cat himself knows and will never confess. But the cat himself knows and will never confess.
Will come together to compete with one another to earn the chance of rebirth. It is the night of the annual Jellicle Ball, where old Deuteronomy, the eldest Jellicle cat, will announce the name of that lucky cat who gets the chance to be reborn. Will it be a strong cat? Will it be a beautiful cat? Will it be compassion, dedication, pride, or fear? What will be the value that the grand old Deuteronomy will consider at the time of making his decision? Till then, let's meet the cats as they come together to tell their stories in hopes of being the special cat to be reborn. Here, you will meet our first cat, Jennyanydots, or also known as the old Gumby cat, who sleeps all day long. To tell you a little bit more about her, I would like to quote what Dalai Lama once said. If you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. Jennyanydots isn't the type of cat to run behind little mice. Instead, she's compassionate towards them. She fools her masters into thinking that she's dormant during the day. But actually, Jennyanydots comes alive during the night. Instead of chasing little mice and insects, she teaches them music and crocheting so they don't ruin the house with their destructive behavior. So ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the Jellicle Ball and let's meet the old Gumby cat.
I have a Gumby cat in mind. Her name is Jennyanydots. Her coat is of the tabby kind, with tiger stripes and leopard spots. All day she sits beneath the stair, or on the steps, or on the mat. She sits and sits and sits and sits, and that's what makes a Gumby cat. That's what makes a Gumby cat.
But when the day's hustle and bustle is done, then the Gumby cat's work is but hardly begun. And when all the families are dead and asleep, she tucks up her skirts to the basement to creep. She's deeply concerned with the ways of the mice. Their behavior's not good and their manners not nice. So when she has got them lined up on the matting, she teaches them music, crocheting, and tatting.
I have a Gumby cat in mind. Her name is Jennyanydots. The curtain cord she likes to wind and tie it into sailor knots. She sits upon the windowsill or anything that's smooth and flat. She sits and sits and sits and sits, and that's what makes a Gumby cat. That's what makes a Gumby cat.
Night is getting darker, and the cats are getting curious and greedy as they all compete with one another to earn a chance of being reborn. Well, talking about greed, let us introduce you to our next cat who wants too much, too soon, and is never satisfied. He is called Rum Tum Tugger, a curious cat who annoys his masters with his mischief and fickleness.
Yes, he annoys his masters with his mischief and fickleness. But while all the cats are enjoying with Rum Tum Tugger, they're interrupted by an uninvited guest, Grizabella, the yesteryear's glamour cat. Grizabella is now a very old cat. She was a very proud, carefree, flamboyant cat in her young days. But however, now withered by her age, she no longer resembles her youth when she was a beautiful dancer. Although she's a Jellicle cat, the rest of the tribe has shunned her because she left the tribe at the peak of her career years to explore the outside world rather than being with her Jellicle family. At that point of her career, she would look down upon the other cats since she was so full of pride of her beauty and fame.
Yes, indeed, she was proud of her beauty and fame. But now, Grizabella realizes her mistake and wants to come back to her family. She now asks for forgiveness and begs the cats to let her come to the Jellicle ball. But the other cats criticize her faded beauty by taunting and teasing her, mocking her looks, and ultimately giving her the message of not being accepted by them. So ladies and gentlemen, without taking much of your time, we would like to present to you our next protagonist and also introduce you to Rum Tum Tugger.
Meow.
Is a curious cat.
If you offer me a pheasant, I'd rather have grouse. If you put me in a house, I would much prefer a flat. If you put me in a flat, then I'd rather have a house. If you set me on a mouse, then I only want a rat. If you set me on a rat, then I'd rather chase a mouse.
The Rum Tum Tugger is a curious cat.
And there isn't any call for me to shout it,
For he will do as he do.
and there's no doing anything about. Ooh, I howled it.
The Rum Tum Tugger is a terrible bore.
Oh, when you let me in, then I wanna go out. I'm always on the wrong side of every door. And as soon as I get home, then I like to get about. I like to lie in a bureau drawer, but I make such a fuss if I can't get out.
The Rum Tum Tugger is a curious cat.
And there isn't any use for you to doubt it,
For he will do as he do.
and there's no doing anything about. Ooh, I howled it.
The Rum Tum Tugger is a curious beast.
My disobliging ways are a matter of habit. Now if you offer me fish, then I always want to feast. And if there isn't any fish, then I won't eat a rabbit. If you offer me cream, then I sniff and sneer. I only like what I find for myself.
The Rum Tum Tugger is awful and blowing. The Rum Tum Tugger
Doesn't care for a cuddle, so I leap on your lap in the middle of your story, 'cause there's nothing I enjoy like a horrible mother.
The Rum Tum Tugger is a curious cat. The Rum Tum Tugger doesn't care for a cuddle.
have observed that none of the Jellicle cats wanted to accept or forgive Grizabella for her past mistakes of being proud of her beauty and leaving the tribe or exploring the outside world. Through her character, we have learned that nothing lasts forever, that we could have many things today and then nothing tomorrow. So we must learn to be humble rather than being proud of ourselves. As the great American novelist Thomas Wolfe very wisely said that the surest cure for vanity is loneliness. And we believe that, like Grizabella, there is something for all of us to understand. That it is beautiful to love what you see in the mirror. But then there is nothing more beautiful than the feeling of being amongst those who love you. So now, let us move on and meet the next contender who is contesting to be reborn. He is the epitome of respect. He is the hefty Bustopher Jones.
A large 25-pound man, Bustopher spends his time eating, and eating in one of the many English pubs and bars that he frequently visits. He is well respected, and other cats feel honored if he nods or bows his head in their direction. Well, you know, as the saying goes, one who needs a rose must respect the thorn. And this is exactly what we have learned from our Bustopher Jones. That only if you give respect to others, you get it in return. Fattened by high society living, Bustopher Jones is a well-liked cat among all the other Jellicle cats. So ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the most sophisticated cat in town, Bustopher Jones.
Bustopher Jones is not skin and bone. In fact, he's remarkably fat.
He doesn't haunt pubs.
He has 8 or 9 clubs,
For he's the St. James's Street cat.
he's the cat we all greet as he walks down the street in his coat of fastidious black. No commonplace mousers have such well-cut trousers
For such an impeccable back.
in the whole of St. James is the smartest of names, is the name of this brumble of cats.
And we're all of us proud to be nodded or bowed to by Bustopher Jones in white spats.
In the whole of St. James is the smartest of names, is the name of this brabble of cats. And we're all of us proud to be nodded or bowed to by Bustopher Jones in white spats.
My visits are occasional to the senior educational, and it is against the rules for any one cat to belong both to that and the joint superior schools. For a similar reason, when game is in season, I'm found not at foxes, but blimps. I am frequently seen at the gay stage and screen, which is famous for winkles and shrimps. In the season of venison, I give my benson to the pot and to succulent bones. And just before noon's not a moment too soon to drop in for a drink at the Drones. When I'm seen in a hurry, There's probably curry at the Siamese or at the Glutton. If I look full of gloom, then I've lunched at the Tomb on cabbage, rice pudding, and a mutton.
The Holy St. James is the smartest of names, is the name of this rabble of cats. And we're all of us proud to be nodded or bowed to my Bustopher Jones in white, Bustopher Jones in white, Bustopher Jones in white spats.
So much in this way passes Bustopher's day. At one club or another he's found. It can be no surprise that under our eyes he has grown unmistakably round. He's a 25-pounder,
Or I am a bounder.
and he's putting on weight every day.
But I'm so well preserved because I've observed all my life a routine, and I'd say I am still in my prime. I shall last have my time.
That's the word from the stoutest of cats.
It must and it shall be spring in Pall Mall. A Bustopher Jones wears white. Bustopher Jones wears white. Bustopher Jones wears white. Spats.
Toodle pip.
Macavity!
Well, well, well. Who was that who we just heard? He is the most evil, the scariest, the most dangerous cat in town. He is Macavity, the villain who interrupts the Jellicle ball. Macavity is a mystery cat. He's called the Hidden Paw, for he's the master criminal who can defy the law. He's the bafflement of Scotland Yard, the flying squad's despair. For when they reach the scene of crime, Macavity's not there. The Napoleon of crime. Well, that's how Macavity can be explained for what he really was. And that is how he could garner unlimited fear among his tribe. The Jellicle cats are afraid of him and his evil deed. As you wait and watch, you'll know what I'm saying. Now, moving on to our next song. Finally, the awaited moment of the Jellicle ball has come. The old grey leader of the tribe is arriving, the lovable patriarch of the Jellicle tribe. He's very old and dignified. The entire tribe rejoins and waits for their benevolent and wise leader. Old Deuteronomy. That's him. He's a wise cat, and only he has the authority to send any one cat to the Heaviside lair, where they shall be given a chance to be reborn. He's like a father to most of the cats in the tribe, and all the cats welcome him by worship, praises, and kisses as they adore and love him with blind faith. To sum it up, no Jellicle cat has ever been as great as old Deuteronomy. So here we present to you the father figure of all Jellicle cats, Grand Old Deuteronomy.
is a cat who has lived many lives in succession. He was famous in proverb and famous in rhyme, a long while before Queen Victoria's accession.
Oh, Deuteronomy is buried 9 wives and more. I am tempted to say 99, and his numerous progeny prospers and thrives, and the village is proud of him in his decline.
At the sight of that placid and bland physiognomy, when he sits in the sun on the vicarage wall, the oldest inhabitant croaks, "Well, of all things, can it be really? Yes, no, Ohio, my eye. My mind may be wandering, but I confess I believe it is old Deuteronomy.
And be careful of
The moment has arrived as old Deuteronomy is surrounded by the Jellicle cats in the junkyard. He announces that he will choose only that cat who has found the true meaning of happiness and who learns to value it will be chosen to be reborn. All the Jellicle cats accept this decision made by their father figure and dance to the tune of the moments of happiness.
Moments of happiness, we had the experience, but missed the meaning and approach to the meaning restores the experience in a different form. Beyond any meaning, we can assign
So now, let's introduce you to a cat called Skimbleshanks, the railway cat, an active orange tabby cat who lives on the trains and acts as an unofficial chaperone to such an extent that he is considered rather indispensable to the train and station employees. A friendly uncle to all other cats, Skimbleshanks, attends the train he rides in and makes sure that every detail is perfect. He is a cat who believes in extreme efficiency, and it clearly reflects in his work. But what's important to note here, that although the work the Skimbleshanks does may feel very petty to us, but for him, it is the ultimate mission of his life. So, let's watch Skimbleshanks as he entices the Jellicle cats with his daily life at the railway station and how he explains them to do what they love and love what they do.
Skimbleshanks, the railway cat.
The cat of the railway train. There's a whistle down the line at 11:39 when the night mail's ready to depart. Saying, Skimble, where is Skimble? Has he gone to hunt the thimble? We must find him or the train can't start.
All the guards and all the porters and the station master's daughters would be searching high and low, saying, Skimble, where is Skimble? For unless he's very nimble, then the night mail just can't go. At 11:42, with the signal overdue and the passengers all frantic to a man, that's when I would appear and I'd saunter to the rear. I'd be busy in the luggage van.
Then he gave one flash of his last green eyes and the signal went all clear.
They'd be off at last for the northern part of the northern hemisphere.
Skimbleshanks, the railway cat, the cat of the railway train.
You could say that by and large it was me who was in charge of the sleeping car express. From the driver and the guards to the bagman playing cards, I'd supervise them all, more or less.
Down the corridor he paces and examines all the faces of the travelers in the first and the third. He establishes control by a regular patrol, and he'd know at once if anything occurred. He would watch you without thinking, and he saw what you were thinking, and it's certain that he didn't approve of hilarity and riots. So the folk were very quiet when Skimble was about and on the move. You could play no pranks with Skimbleshanks. He's a cat that cannot be ignored. So nothing went wrong on the Northern Mail when Skimbleshanks was on.
It was very pleasant when they found their little den with the name written up on the door. And the berth was very neat with a newly folded sheet and not a speck of dust on the floor. There was every sort of light, you could make it dark or bright, and a button you could turn to make a breeze, and a funny little basin you're supposed to wash your face in, and a crank to shut the window should you sneeze. Then the guard looked in politely and would ask you very brightly, do you like your morning tea?
We go strong!
But I was just behind him and was ready to remind him, for Skimble won't let anything go wrong.